Hey guys, it's Brodie Kern here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to talk to anyone. Now, this is a big struggle that a lot of people have, and I've had myself in the past, but I focused on learning conversation and understanding how people work and how to make that roll. And now I am at a point where I can almost talk to anyone. And don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking interested in what everyone has to say. But oftentimes in business and on social media and in life, I have to talk to people that aren't exactly the most interesting to me. So I wanted to understand how to actually seem interested and become interested in what they're talking about so that I can make that person feel the way that they want to feel when they're talking to someone.
Yeah, I've been saying I was rich since I was broke. Yeah. It's a state of mind, you gotta know. Yeah. Had to take my time, take it slow. Always felt myself.
Now, the first technique that I want to talk to you about is called the flooding smile technique. Now, this is how you make your smile drastically different. And what it is whenever you first encounter someone or you see someone, everyone's first reaction, and especially when they're starting to learn this, is to just immediately smile and give them the appreciation that they want, right? But this comes off as fake. And the flooding smile technique, what it says is that what you want to do is you want to, whenever you see someone, you want to give it a minute and you want to look at what they are, how they look that day, how it seems like they're feeling, and then you want to let a smile come over your face and make it seem like you were just so excited to see them, but you had to take in everything before. Now, it's hard to understand what difference this will really make until you implement it. And whenever I started implementing this, everyone seemed to be a little bit more happy when I was talking to them, and my conversation started rolling a little bit more. Now, I want you guys to listen to what I am about to say, because this is very, very important for becoming better conversationally. People don't care about what you have to say until they know how much you care about them. Now, just take a minute to think about that, because for me, I started looking at, well, do I feel this way? And I absolutely do. Everyone feels this way. I don't care what you have to say unless I know that you're interested in what I have to say. And I want to talk a little bit about someone who is one of the best people conversationally that I have met in a while, and it's this young kid, Jeff. And he is on YouTube as JR Garage. He's built a ton of videos through all his cars and everything. But what people don't know about this guy is that he actually has a very successful coin business where he buys antique coins, goes to these shows, trades them, makes a profit, and he just absolutely slays it. Now, whenever I first met this guy at this event that I spoke at in New York, he was talking about his coin business, and coins, like, he told me he's like the only young guy in the fucking country doing this business. And for me, I'm like, well, coins aren't that interesting, right? Like, what do we do here? And what happened is I could see that this guy was so passionate about it. I mean, he was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. He could literally grab a dollar or smell it. I saw him do it with his eyes closed and tell you what year it was from. This dude was so obsessed with his business and his passion that it became interesting to me. And now we've continued to build a friendship over social media. I haven't seen him in a while, but we've continued to build a friendship, and all I can think about is how good that guy was at captivating a crowd. I sat back for a minute and I looked around when we were at this event, and this guy had 10 people in front of him, all young entrepreneur types who don't give a fuck about coins, but he was literally just talking about what he does, and you could just see it in his eyes that he was so absolutely thrilled talking about it. And that is why everyone else was excited to talk about it. Everyone became interested in what he had to talk about because he was so passionate about it. Being passionate in what you talk about doesn't matter if you're talking about going to the fucking grocery store. But whenever you speak with energy and excitement and a smile on your face and you radiate that energy to someone else, it makes you so much easier to talk to, and people are just going to start telling you about themselves. The conversation is just going to roll and roll and roll. You're not even going to have to try. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is how to resuscitate a dying conversation, because this is something that stresses me the fuck out when I'm talking to someone, and that's just small talk, surface level shit. They're not that interesting, or what they're talking about isn't that interesting, and I'm just like, where are we going to go with this next? How do I get out of this conversation? And a good way to do this is to really just let them talk for a minute, focus on, their facial cues, anything, figure out and really pay attention to what is going to be the best thing that they want to talk about, what excites them. Because I have this happen a lot, and especially the area where I'm from. I live in the Midwest, and there are not a lot of guys like me who are interested in business, interested in personal development. So I really had to get good at this. And what you can find is that someone will always show you what they want to talk about, but they won't necessarily say it. Sometimes you have to pull it out of them. So a very good thing to do is to be extremely inquisitive, whether it is what you want to be doing or not. Sometimes you're in situations where you have to talk to people. And so whenever you start being inquisitive and asking them about themselves, about their lives, and all you need is one topic. All you need is one topic to roll with. So figure out, get your couple like small talk bullshit questions in until you figure out what piques their interest, and you can see it in their face, in their eyebrows, in their eyes, if they smile a little bit. And then you want to run with that topic. Ask. Dude, people where I live, they love hunting, fishing, all sorts of shit that I do not love at all. But what I've realized is I can get someone talking about what it is that they're passionate about just by asking questions. I don't even have to talk. Simple fucking questions. But then you start to learn something. And one thing that really helped me in my business is understanding that there is money in the conversation. So this is such a good tool because for me, I'm a guy who I have built a large network of people in different spaces, right? Now when I talk to someone and I use this technique and I ask them a little bit about what they're doing, find out what excites them, and then I know that I have someone that I can connect them with. And oftentimes when you connect a couple people, you can find yourself a little spot in the deal, some residual income, just free money, all for connecting two friends that you had met, right? But you can never get to that point if you aren't digging through the conversation. I literally ask more questions than a fucking child, and I always have, because now I know that there's money in the conversation for everyone as long as you have a network. And the only way to build a network is by doing this. Now, the last couple of very obvious techniques for talking to someone: whenever you're speaking with someone, you want to make sure that you're facing them directly. Like if they're right here, I don't want to be looking around. I want to be facing them and giving them my complete attention, presence. And now whenever I started studying conversation, I can tell when I talk to people and understand those that are really present because they're making eye contact. They're right here. They are connected. My two coaches, Gerard Adams and Yahya Bakar, they are some of the best people I have ever seen in this. Whether they're talking to, and dude, Gerard Adams, on the street, people will run up to him. Little young, entrepreneurs, guys who want to be entrepreneurs, figuring out, saying, what do I do? What do I do? Gerard gives them his full attention when he is talking to someone. He doesn't let anyone else fucking bother him. And it is the most admirable thing I have ever seen, because even when I talk to Gerard and I'm asking him what's going on, I know there's a ton of shit going on in his head, but Gerard literally makes you feel like you are the only person on the planet for that time that he is talking to you until he disengages. This is such an important thing to do. If you want to have great conversations, build great relationships, and ultimately monetize those relationships, you have to give people your full attention. Like I said, people don't care about what you have to say until they know you care about them. And the fastest way for someone to know that you care about them is to face them head on, pay attention to what they are saying, make eye contact, be a good listener, and just serve that person in the conversation. You don't have to have some crazy service or business or be a fucking coach. If you want to serve people, just fucking listen to them, man. That's all people want. They want to know that you are interested in what they are saying. So I hope that you guys take some of the things from this video and implement them, because it's going to make a drastic change in your relationships, in your life, in your business, in any venture that you go into, because you have to be able to talk to people and let them know that you care. So comment on the video, let me know what you think. Hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. Thanks.
I've been saying I was rich since I was broke. Yeah. It's a state of mind, you gotta know. Yeah, that it's gonna happen for sure. Had to take my time, take it slow. Always felt myself, this isn't new.